I don't know if this will be helpful for a lot of people, but I've had quite a bit of my personal friends ask me how I've done so well on DraftKings. No, I'm not a millionaire. No, I'm not even making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. But in the last 20 days, I have cashed 19 days out of 20 when it comes to fantasy sports, whether it be NASCAR, MMA, football, Major League Baseball, NBA, and I even do a little bit of the Counter-Strike Go or whatever it's called. All that being said, I just wanted to kind of say what my strategy is, and this is my little deal. I'm sure that most daily fantasy sports people do the exact same thing. They also have much more extensive research methods. Many of them pay for it. I do not pay for anything of my research. I use a lot of Google. But essentially, I play a lot of the Showdown slates on DraftKings. I like to play Showdown slate because it allows you to bet on just one game at a time. So you can actually research just those two teams and actually enjoy betting on what you're watching. You can see every play. All that being said, like I said, I like the Showdown slate. But what my research methods are is literally, you can kind of just Google around. You can find the websites that there are. There's RotoWire, Sportsline. There's optimizers out there where you can look at optimal lineups, past optimal lineups. It's just a lot of Google diving at first, though. Fan graphs, if you're doing Major League Baseball, Numbers Fire, Awesemo. There's lots of these websites that will give you very good ideas, But, you don't just stop there. At least I don't. So, like, for instance, if you're playing baseball, for instance, everybody that knows me knows when it comes to baseball, I like the pitching. So, oftentimes I'll seek out a game that I will think will be a pitching duel. And if it's Showdown slate, most of the time my MVP will be a pitcher, if I think that they're going to do well against that particular offense. All that being said, another research method you can do, for instance, is if you think it will be a pitching duel, kind of just see how that offense does against pitching. I mean, that might sound kind of bread and butter, but see if it's the Dodgers versus the Rays. How have the Rays been doing against elite pitchers lately? How has Clayton Kershaw been pitching lately? Has he been throwing 9 strikeouts a game? Has he been putting up a bunch of earned runs? Or have the other teams been putting up a bunch of earned runs against him? Certain things like that. Or in NFL, same thing. If you don't necessarily not want to play a quarterback just because he's not a good quarterback. If the defense is awful against the pass, then you will probably want to play that quarterback and pair him with his wide receiver. Now, it comes down to salary, how you want to save when it comes to that MVP. Many weeks you'll want to make a punt play. It just depends on how that salary breaks down. Punt play being like, if you're playing NFL, you might want to play a Anthony McFarland for the Steelers with $400 salary because you'll save so much money and be able to use studs elsewhere that other people won't be using multiple studs in their lineup, And I use the Steelers because I'm a Steelers fan. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to incorporate into the research methods, but honestly speaking, a lot of it has to do with feel, of course, but you also want to look at projected ownership of players. Sometimes the chalk is the good answer. You end up splitting a lot of money if everybody has the same lineup. But not only that, but something you might want to consider on DraftKings specifically is if you are a low ball player, meaning just, you're playing one lineup. It doesn't matter if you're playing for a lot of money. But if you're just playing one lineup, don't play the multi-entries. There are people that are much smarter than you with algorithms on the computer that have a lot more money that are putting in 150 lineups for $10 each. Don't do one $10 buy-in on that. If you're just starting out, do some 50-50s. You'll win more money on a 50-50 than you will in any other tournament because most other tournaments you're going to just get paid in the top 20, 23%. This is just basically DraftKings 101 when it comes to Showdown slate. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. This is my first video ever, so give me a break if you hate it. Anyway, my name's Chase Pyatt. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you'd like. Later.